An Illinois state trooper wants to put an end to car and truck fires. What he says some of the main causes are that could be prevented.
And the first wave of Democrats took the stage last night in Detroit. Which issues were highlighted most during the debate?
WHBF is local for you. This is Local 4 News this morning.
Good Wednesday morning to you. I'm Alexandria Ikomoni.
And I'm Redrick Terry. Thanks for joining us for Local 4 News this morning. Car and truck fires are more common than you might think, with about 30 so far this year in Illinois. Now a state trooper says he wants that number to drop. Take
a look at this video. It was of a fire we covered near Kelowna last week. Now nobody was hurt, but we decided to dig a little deeper. It turns out there have been 30 in Illinois and about 115 in Iowa. Local 4's Anchor Rahman investigates what causes a lot of these fires.
The average trooper is probably going to be responding to 4 or 5 of those a year just out in this general area. Now that could be anything from just smoking brakes all the way up to fully engulfed.
That includes this semi-truck fire near Kelowna just last week. Trooper Jason Wilson with the Illinois State Police says a response could take anywhere from 15 minutes to 15 hours. The source, he says, is usually an equipment malfunction. Something John Sturdivant and his wife Betty have seen on the road before.
We seen one time that a guy's oil line going to his turbo busted, caught his truck on fire. So we stopped and helped him put that out.
The summer also presents additional challenges.
With the heat out here, your asphalt, your concrete heats up, your tires heat up. Very easily they could blow out, catch on fire.
John says company checks are key.
That could cause a difference between a fire and not a fire.
On top of company inspections, every day John and his wife inspect their own truck before and after every trip. That's everything from the engine right down to the tires.
We have to do a walk around on the truck trailer, tilt the hood. This right here is the turbo. This can get red hot. I mean, beat red hot. So again, you have to check all these little clamps.
John's truck is only 3 weeks old and comes with new technology like front and side sensors and a windshield camera.
I start to weave over to this line, that's going to set an alarm off inside the truck.
But even with all of that, he says, you can never be too careful.
It's always a factor in your mind. You always think about that.
A mindset Trooper Wilson is on board with.
You can't predict what's going to happen on the roadway, just what you've done to prepare for it.
Anchor Rahman, Local 4 News.
Jason Trooper says you'll often hear a pop and start losing power without knowing why, and that could be the start of a car fire. So what should you do in that situation? That's in a web extra we have for you at ourquadcities.com. An Iowa native in the Quad Cities is now running as a Republican candidate for the Iowa State House of Representatives. Your local election headquarters has Campaign 2020 in focus. Mike Vondren launched his campaign yesterday morning. He raised his family and started a business in Davenport. He says he wants to create a vibrant future for all Iowans, and Vondren plans to focus on business and education.
I believe we've got an opportunity to serve our youth considerably. There's always opportunity to look for wiser solutions with regard to economic development, and I also believe in strong accountability with regard to the fiscal responsibility of the state to all Iowans.
He is looking forward to sharing more about his platform during the campaign. He's running for the seat currently held by Democrat Phyllis Thiede.
Healthcare was a big topic of discussion on the second round of Democratic presidential debates in Detroit. That's first up in our national headlines. Healthcare, immigration, and climate change dominated much of that discussion last night. The 10 candidates also sparred over which of them would have the best chance of defeating President Trump in 2020. Part 2 of the debate will be held tonight.
North Korea has reportedly carried out another missile test. The South Korean military says several were fired over the Sea of Japan. It's the second time the capital of North Korea launched missiles since President Trump's June 30th meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un.
The head coach of the U.S. women's soccer team is leaving. Jill Ellis announced her resignation yesterday just before her contract was set to expire. The 52-year-old has led the team to victory in the last 2 World Cups. Ellis will remain on the job until the end of a victory tour in October.
A historic locomotive makes its way around the Midwest, and it stopped in Clinton yesterday. Hundreds of people lined up to see Union Pacific's Big Boy 4014. The train is making rounds to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the Transcontinental Railroad, and people are excited about getting the chance to see this pretty cool piece of history.
You don't get to see steam engines every day.
It's historic. Why wouldn't you want to come see it?
Might as well get a front row seat.
And they said when the whistle blows and the steam goes, they said the ground shakes. So you just don't get that with the regular train.
You definitely don't. Well, the train heads to Des Moines and continues to Nebraska. Its final stop will be in Wyoming on August 8th.
Big boy, I like that.
Yes.
All right. Fairgoers have a lot to be excited about as the Mississippi Valley Fair begins its 100th anniversary season.
Now, all of the traditions you know and love from previous years will be there, but organizers are sprinkling in some fun new things to do. The 5 days of fair fun continues today. Local 4's Andrea Medina joined us live at the fairgrounds in Davenport. Good morning, Andrea. This year is such a big year. What can we look forward to?
Good morning, guys. You can look forward to fried food like my favorite fried Oreos, which, by the way, I have to get after this. Also, you can enjoy some grandstand acts like Nickelback and Brad Paisley, and of course, the rides. And if you couldn't tell right now, I am on one of the staples here, the Ferris wheel. And right now, we're about 50 feet up in the air, which is pretty amazing because you could really just, you do get a bird's eye view of the Mississippi Valley Fair and just see how big it is and all the awesome things that they do have to offer here. And with me now is Jason. He is the general manager for Evans United Shows. And basically what that means, he is the owner of all of these rides out here. Good morning to you, Jason. How are you doing today?
Doing swell. It's going to be a good week.
Oh, absolutely. All right. So you are the owner of these attractions out here. Tell us a little bit about just kind of how it feels to be able to kind of join in on the 100-year celebration here at the Mississippi Valley Fair.
Well, we'll start by saying general manager. I don't know him. My father-in-law and the Evans family own it. But anyway, well, we're looking forward to a great week. We got plenty of rides for all ages. Being a part of the 100-year anniversary with the Mississippi Valley Fair is a real honor. You know, we've been coming to this festival or this fair for going on 40-some years, and we've been through a lot of changes, just like they have been through a lot of changes. And you know, we've grown together. So I mean, it's a real great moment to be a part of it.
Absolutely. So the Ferris wheel is also known as the Century Wheel, which is kind of awesome because it fits in with the celebration here at the Mississippi Valley Fair, celebrating 100 years. Now, something I do want to mention is you have tons of rides out here, and I think it's always amazing just how you guys put this together. How far in advance do you guys have to kind of be out here in the Quad Cities to kind of get all the rides set up and have it ready to go for this week?
Well, we are set up in Maquoketa before we come here, so what we don't set up there, we'll bring here prior to setting up Monday. So, you know, we can usually get it up in a day if we need to and be ready to open the next morning or evening.
That's crazy. I feel like I would just not even know what to do with maybe setting up this by itself. So what are some of the more popular rides that you guys have to offer here?
Well, our newest ride last year was the Freak Out, which he's getting ready to focus in on now. And then we have, like I said, all rides for all ages. We have the bigger rides for the thrill seekers, and the smaller rides like the bumper cars and the tilt-a-whirl for everybody.
No, it's pretty awesome. And so if you want to take a ride on the Ferris wheel, it's 4 tickets. So make sure you guys have that. And of course, admission is going to be $10 for adults. It's going to be $5 for kids 6 to 12, but it's also Kids and Senior Citizens Day. So what that means is $5 for senior citizens and free for kids under 12 years old. And of course, you could also buy a fun car, which you're going to have the opportunity to have endless fun out here. You can ride this as many times as you want and all the other rides as well. And of course, we're going to have all that information on our website, ourquadcities.com. Back to you guys.
Andrea, thank you. Looks like it's a fun time for her. She said as many times as you want, so got to get out there, have some fun. Ash, I know you will be staying away from that one, but that's okay. You can find a ride
nauseous just looking at
watching
that thing. I don't do heights. I don't do Ferris wheel heights. I don't mind roller coasters, but Ferris wheels.
I don't understand that at all.
Well, Ferris wheels, you're like strapped in. It just like roller coasters, you're strapped in. It just feels safer. Ferris wheel is kind of like a little rickety.
It feels safer when you're going that fast.
Oh,
you're going upside down.
And you don't have time to think about it, so you're just wee.
Yeah, for me, it's like it's just too slow. I want a faster ride versus a Ferris wheel.
I hear you.
don't understand.
Alrighty, well, whatever you like ride-wise as you're getting your ride this morning, heading off to work. 57, traffic moving along just fine, Daddy-O. We're going to look at temperatures getting back up into the lower 80s eventually today. So before you head out to the fair, you want to cool off a little bit. Great day for the pool here. Very, very pleasant weather. 82 for your pool day forecast.
That's a nice one.
That's some nice pool weather.
Yeah.
Best kind.
Yeah.
Nice day.
Yeah, it might be onto something. Hop in the pool, then hop off to the fair.
There you go.
Boom.
Hippity hoppity.
Great day. Coming up, how the Sabres and Knights are doing at the state tournament in Des Moines.
Jay Kidwell has that and more next in sports.
Time now, 6:41. You're watching Local 4 News this morning. Daddy-O.